everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are in my 2026 reading journal for the final time for these first pages and the final setup before we move into the monthlies. I will be sharing the January setup later on in December, but for now, let's end this journal out with a books read tracker. I'm slowly going through all the pages that we've set up together so far. The next page, two page spread, something that I didn't show you in a video form, and I will talk a bit more about that in the flip through. Essentially, I spent some time with my best friend. We had a journaling day, and so I did it on that day, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. But let's make a books read tracker. So I want to have a space to jot down all the books that I've read over 2026. I've never done this page before. I always used to think, why repeat information? But I think it's actually going to be really quite helpful with stat keeping and also just keeping everything organized throughout the months as they go by. I initially wanted to set this up right after the bookshelfy page. However, I didn't think I had enough pages in my journal to complete a 4-page spread of this, because that's how much I would need to use to create enough space for my reading goal and a little bit of extra room. And I have gotten to the end of setting up all the pages now in this journal. I recalculated how many pages I would need per month, and I'm also going to be changing things up a little bit. There's a chaotic last minute addition to the lineup. Yet another journal is being added to my 2026 lineup. I will be doing a more in-depth talk about that at some point, but essentially I realized that I would have enough space to make this page or setup work, and I'm really glad, because I really do want to give this tracker a go. So here you can see that I was using a stencil. It's a very old stencil. It's from Moxiedori. I don't even know if that company is still creating. I hope they are. And I just painstakingly did this all by hand, because I didn't have a stamp that was small enough to fit the dimensions that I needed. So I was just testing out that I could fit 5 stars in there. I used to use this stencil all the time. Very first time I had a reading journal, this was what I used all the time for my star ratings, until I got sick of it and then started printing out my own 5-star stickers. I only recently started using a 5-star stamp. And now we're going back to stickers for 2026 / using the stencil. So it feels kind of full circle. I went ahead and did the title outline and then filled in the table headers. Unfortunately, I made a mistake and I put author plus title when it should have been title plus author. So for keeping everything cohesive, I just put that across all of the tables that I set up, but I'm going to put the title of the book first. I feel like that's more self-explanatory than putting the author first, so that's what we're going to do, but it just says it around the opposite order. I have numbered down the page there. There's 39 on this particular grid space, or table space, I should say, and I ended up making 4 of these tables. And you'll see that some of the footage is a little bit zoomed in or cropped, because for some reason I was really in the shot for a lot of this footage. And I also didn't put you through the torture of watching me do every single star rating, because it took me hours, and I just listened to an audiobook. I had a really good time listening to it. I think I was listening to A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen, and if it wasn't that one, I was listening to Eternal Ruin by 𝓤𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. I hope I'm saying her name right. Absolutely loved Eternal Ruin, and I also really loved A Forbidden Alchemy. So if you want to have some book recs, they're both really good books. And it was just, it was easy to just lock in and get it done whilst listening to an audiobook. And it was very straightforward to set up these tables, and that is why this video is going to be quite short. I'm really happy that all the initial page setups have been done in this journal. I can now tick that off my list of what I need to get done before 2026 arrives and move on to the reading data journal. And because I've been sharing this in bite sizes for this journal and in a bit more of a longer format, But there's a lot of content that I would probably just cut out in one of these videos because it feels a bit repetitive. Like these table building, I would normally just cut it out. Once you've seen it done once, it's the same every single time. However, I kept it all in for this because it was all bite-sized pieced, and I've shared every single step except for those 2 pages along the way. And I also made my cover page with my nameplate, the nameplate page, look slightly different. I just sat down and had some fun times with the extra decoration that I put on there, and it kind of looks like a key now that it's all done, and that's all I can see. And me and my friend have been giggling about it because it looks really funny. But anyway, aside from that, I've shared everything. And so what I've decided to do, because I feel like the pace of setting up my journal as well as sharing it, because it's been a lot of footage to edit, I'm going to just simply put it all into one video for the 𝓤𝓷𝓷 journal. There is some footage that I have taken, some footage I did not sit down and do entirely just because I needed to think it through. So yeah, that video will be coming as soon as I finish setting up the entirety of my 𝓤𝓷𝓷 journal. And then I'll also be doing 2 flip-throughs, one flip-through of 2 journals, and then also talking you through my reading journal lineup for 2026. So there's plenty of content to still come for the month of December, but I am aware that some people are going to be away, some people were going to be busy with their own lead up to the festive season. So I wanted to sort of backtrack and make sure that the content that I'm putting out is substantial rather than bite-sized like this is, because this video is only like 7 minutes or something long. So here is a close-up of me putting in those 5-star stencils. I showed you at first how I didn't have it zoomed in, and you could see my entire face because I was trying to make sure that it was lined up with every box. So I saved you the hassle of watching that over and over. But this is what I just did while I was listening to that audiobook, and this is how it ended up looking. So thank you so much for everyone that has joined in on watching these page by page looks into setting up a reading journal. I hope it's been really helpful. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great little time, and I am now going to be focusing on my 𝓤𝓷𝓷 journal and getting that up on the channel, as well as I also have to wrap up November. So there's a lot to do, lots to share. And until we next meet, I hope you have fun reading or journaling, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye everyone.